Let's check on over here. Let's see what they say. And come on. It's live. Look, there we go. I see my face. We're here with you. What's going on, everyone? Trevor here for RSG, and we got, like always, our co-host, Tufel. How you doing over there, Tufel?
I'm doing.
You're doing. That's what we're all liking. All right, that's what I like to hear. So, got actually a lot of stuff going on in the gaming world right now. Of course, our main topic being about the rape game um, that was on Steam, and like I think it was called Rape Day. That was going to come out on Steam, and never did. But we'll discuss that. But how much can you really make out of that? But we've got a lot of stuff going on though. Um, Stick around for all of it. That's all the best I could say, because we're gonna have to talk about quite a bit of things. So stick around for this little intro, and we'll be right back. All right, there we go. We are back. We're live. We're in action. Okay, so I'm just throwing this out here. I almost forgot Shenmue 3 was actually coming out. I guess there's like some gameplay trailer showing like weird, like showing combat with like weird faces and stuff. Um, but it's just like Shenmue's been so long. I remember Shenmue 2 having, and you liked Shenmue, didn't you?
Loved it.
Loved it, right? But Shenmue 2 had a really bad angle, like a really bad viewing angle. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, but it was designed for the Japanese voice and all that stuff. So and they hired really shittily low paid voice actors for Shenmue.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. I remember that. It's been a long time since I played that. But it was good. Really good for its time. Wasn't it out on Dreamcast as well?
I think it was only Dreamcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, that's Dreamcast is a great system. Can we go back to how much Dreamcast is a great system? One of the loudest though. It was one of the loudest systems you'll ever come across. Do you remember how loud that thing was?
Oh, mine wasn't bad.
Oh, you just don't remember it. I'll bet you if you turned it on today and you heard that the way that motor moved around, you'd be like, "What in hell?" Like, dude, you just must not have heard it. Like my old roommate, Sean, who the old co-host, he loved retro games. I don't know if you remembered that how much he loved them. So he still has his Dreamcast. Those things are loud. I remember mine. The motor was weird. It was like zip 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 zip. It's like holy shit. How loud can that possibly be? I don't remember PlayStation being that loud, and that was a disc machine. Like seriously, that that was very loud, and it wasn't like loud like fans. Like fan loud was always Xbox 360. That thing was like a jet take, especially if you got that like extra piece for the Xbox 360. That was like these additional fans that would plug right to the power brick. You almost like needed that thing, man. Those Xboxes would get hot, but it wasn't that with the Dreamcast. It was just the drive sounds. It's like you couldn't use a different drive. But anyways, um, wasn't that the first online system though, or was PlayStation 2 before that? Who was first, Dreamcast or PlayStation 2?
I think the Dreamcast.
I think it was too. Man, yeah. Remember when you had dial-up internet on that thing? Whew. Going so far back. I remember you had the discs to go online. Ah, man. Dreamcast, though, had some great games. Metropolis Street Racing being one of them that I loved. That ended up becoming Project Gotham Racing. Um, so, yeah. It's definitely like, I would say that it was one of the best systems in my childhood growing up. Now, here's funny, I'm not going to get on this too much. I know how you say you didn't like Mario 64, okay? I know some people didn't like it, but man, I'd love to actually go back and play it. I loved it when I was younger, and I know a lot of people that do love it. I'd actually love to go back and play that. But I think Nintendo gets at people for streaming it, which is really shitty. You know? Why does Nintendo really care that people stream, their games? Like, I don't know. Nintendo makes me happy with some, like, they didn't want too many microtransactions in their games for, I guess, their phones, so that's, like, commendable. I like that. But why do they care so much if people, like, stream their games? It pisses me off so much. Anyways, back to more updated news, more news going on. City Skylines has now sold 6 million I'm sure over 6 million copies. That's pretty awesome. What did you think of City Skylines? It's pretty good, right?
Not my cup of tea.
Not your cup of tea, but watching someone after they've built something is pretty incredible, you have to admit.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely detailed and all that, and for that type of game, I think it far surpassed SimCity.
Oh, yeah. SimCity was a dumpster fire. That was a dumpster fire and a half. We all know that. That's for sure. That was so much of a dumpster fire. But, City Skylines came out and they're still prevalent to this day. I always think about going back to it. I really am thinking about going back to it. I bought RimWorld. I don't know if anyone saw that the other day. I tried to play RimWorld. That shit didn't go too well. I'll tell you that right now. That did not go too well. Because, okay, if you're going to give me a tutorial, I need you to show me how to do things. Once you start having to read a full list of what to do and out of context of things, like, I expect, like, a tutorial that kind of walks me kind of through it, in a sense. Like, okay, I'm going to build this part, and then they're going to show me how to build this part because I need this part to do this part. And then they're going to show me how to do the next part. Oh, and someone got hurt, so you need to do this, so you need to make this part. Okay, but they, like, showed you how to make, like, 2 things. Okay, this is what you do, this is what you do. All right, now here's this big list of shit, and you can go down and just... And I was already an hour into it with the tutorial. I'm like, this is going to take some time of me watching, like YouTube or something. I mean, it's sad though. I've watched, blind streams so much, and I never really paid attention to the game. I'm more interested in the community. I always am, because unless I'm playing the game and I'm looking for tips, at the time I wasn't playing the game. Now that I am, I'm like, man, I really need tips, but he would need to start a whole new thing. So I don't know. I gotta watch him. I gotta watch some stuff on YouTube, but I was already an hour in, and I was, like, falling asleep. So, I don't know. Maybe it was a waste of $35. I'm not sure, but whatever. But no, there's this games coming out that I'm really into. I'm really looking into. Have you seen any games you've been looking at?
Nothing really.
Like, there's a SWAT shooter that I'm seeing set in a downtrodden, cruel, and corrupt vision of America, I guess. And it's kind of crazy, but it's there's a developer called Void Interactive, I guess it is, and it's planned for it's got SWAT experience, I guess, and I gotta check out the trailer a little later, because I don't know, I've always been intrigued by, like, SWAT games. Do you remember, like, the Police Quest games, like Police Quest SWAT and all that from a long time ago? Do you remember those?
I don't really think I do.
They were Sierra, and I loved them when I was a kid. Now, I didn't get to play the old Police Quests, except for I think one of the first ones I played was Police Quest 5 or Police Quest 6. I think it was Police Quest 6. I loved it. That was great. And it was kind of tough, because it was like a point-and-click adventure kind of, but, like, you had to time things right. Like, this guy was going to attack you, and you had to, like, hit him back or something before he killed you or something. I forget what it was. and it wasn't very forgiving. I remember that much. But yeah, it was like you watched whole stories play out and everything. It was pretty wild. The old police quests, on the other hand, were like really like, you better not screw up. You better save a lot and you better not screw up because you'll die or whatever. It was a lot harder, honestly. And I don't know. I didn't find as much fun in them. But then there was Police Quest SWAT, which was like, it was a new thing. Dude, it was like literally, it was a point and click kind of SWAT adventure, and you had to make the right choices to not get killed and all that kind of stuff. And it was 6 discs long, 6 or 7 discs. Every single mission was an extra disc. Isn't that crazy?
A little bit.
But like it was like as close to video quality as they could back then. So I don't know. I loved it. So I'd love to see this do good. I'm trying to see if that is it going to show me? I guess I'm going to have to watch the trailer at some point, damn it. I could technically throw it on now. But I don't want to get any kind of copyright strike, so we're not going to do that. But it's called Ready or Not single player features. I guess it's called Ready or Nots or Ready or Not. I guess I don't know. Let's see. The subsequent videos detail multiplayer modes that are planned for the game. So it's got multiplayer is going to be a big side of it. I guess it's pretty wild though. Like I don't know, a SWAT game might be pretty interesting. I'd be curious to see how that's gonna be. But I don't know. I was entertained by a lot more as a kid. I'm sure you were too. you know.
Yeah.
Let's see. I just saw something where Valve laid off like 13 full-time employees. But I don't know. Is that for in February? This cuts will not be major changes. Page, archive, and Gen 5, 9 people listed employees in January were absent from most of the recent lists. Okay. I'm trying to figure out. So I see something about VR. I don't know what part of the company they were from. I don't know if that's like a hit because they didn't get Metro Exodus. And, here's the thing. I'm going to go back to that a little bit. Valve, if that's any bit of coming from them, losing Metro, which I don't think it is, but they really need to get their head in the game and be competitive with their with what they're paying developers, because more and more will start coming up to them, and they're gonna take over. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. They're gonna you're gonna see like I know you don't like the Epic Store, but you're gonna see things like the Epic Store and different ones come up when they give so much more to the developer. Percentage-wise. So, Steam needs to figure something out with that, So I hope that layoff is not coming because of that kind of stuff. Who knows? Trying to see what else there was in the news world on the games. Actually, I just noticed something. This says, a recent Windows 10 update is hurting game performance and messing with mice. But, I think it goes beyond that. I think old Bob was having a problem. Now, I didn't have a problem where we're streaming it right now on Slobs. But he was having a problem after the update where he couldn't get Slobs to open. Streamlabs OBS. I don't know. There apparently there's a Windows update. This last Windows update really screwed some stuff up. That's just what I'm seeing. Oh, now I know why Cad was playing that. Conan Exiles is free to play till Sunday. See, I'll tell you right there. There's another thing that drives me nuts. All these other platforms, every other platform, okay, gives you a free game. Every other platform, man. Why can't Steam? They give you this free-to-play weekend shit. No. Just start giving a free game. Doesn't even matter if it's like semi-crappy. Fine. You can have it load people up. They can have it never show on their thing again, whatever. But, everyone else is giving free games, and they're just sitting back like, nope, I'm good. I didn't really like Epic Store's free game of the month, but they've been having a couple good games come out. Kind of shocked at what their newest one was. I'm trying to remember what that was. That was. Did you see it? You don't have that store, do you?
No.
No, you refuse to. I know. Yeah, I know. They gave me Thimbleweed Park. That's awesome. Which I know it's not up your alley. I should still finish that. I need to finish that. I, like a moron, started it and never finished it because I think I just need to watch a walkthrough. But there is supposed to be a free game, and I'm trying to figure out what there it is. Slime Rancher. What the fuck is that? Like, you went from giving me, like, real cool games and you give me Slime Rancher. What the hell is that shit? Oh, yeah, hey, look, people, look, we gave them too nice of stuff last time, so, and the time before that, so we're gonna have to dumb it down. Kind of like Twitch. Twitch was giving you some really good stuff in the beginning. Now they're getting to, like, all right, here's another useless game. Have a good one. You know?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's right? I'm not the only one who can be noticing that. Like, let me see if it shows me. Let's see, my games. Oh, it doesn't put in like an order of when they gave them to me. See, there's a lot of stuff that they gave me that is pretty nice. A lot of point and click adventure kind of stuff. Maybe I should mess with it. There's this Gone Home game I was thinking about messing with that's been out for a long time. Did you ever see that one?
I did.
Was it good?
I mean, it wasn't bad.
Okay. Maybe I'll play that someday. But, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I'm mad that they gave me Punch Club, and yet I paid for Punch Club. That game sucked, okay? That game sucked. I hated Punch Club. It just was like, I could never get ahead, and, like, I couldn't figure out what the hell I was doing wrong, because there wasn't enough, like, tutorial kind of on it. I don't know.
Punch Club was a mobile game.
Is that what it is?
At least it played like it.
I was gonna say no. I don't think it was a mobile game. I think it just played like one. Well, I think a lot of games you could say nowadays play like a mobile game, but like I keep saying, you could say however much you want about them playing like a mobile game and all that, but at least I'm getting full games out of these damn small indie developers and things like that. It's more than I could say about half of these other AAA developers. Like, what did I do? I just went to look at freaking The Sims 4. I'm like, how many expansion packs can they have? And it was like, I don't know how many it was, but we'll just say 20. It was a stupid number. It was a stupid number. And I'm like, all right, how much are these things? I don't think it was that much. I think it was only like 7 of them, actually. But it was like, how much are these? $39.99. Hey, all right. This game's never getting played again. Have a great day. Like, dude, how much that? Tell me that's not stupid expensive if you ask me.
It is.
Like, those expansion packs, maybe if they were 15 a piece, I might. 10 a piece? Yeah, you got me. 40? That's a game in each one, basically. Get the hell out of here. There's no way you could ever get me to pay for that from EA. They can kiss my ass as much as they could possibly kiss my ass. I want them to kiss my ass so hard I get a freaking hickey from that shit, alright? So, like, I get an ass hickey. But no, that shit, oh my god, dude. I couldn't believe that. Couldn't believe that at all. Going off of video games for a little bit, let's talk about something instead of it seeming like we're just gonna, go through a list of all video game stuff. I love to watch like live PD and all types of things, and I love one of my favorite things. You ever heard of Rob Wolchek? The Hall of Shame. I don't know if that's the same guy. I don't know if it's the same thing. No, he just said, no, he goes, "You're in the Hall of Shame." You know that guy?
I have no idea.
Okay, so basically, I love these kind of things. The kind of people that seven on your side and things like that go into businesses and find them doing wrong shit with cameras and everything. Or like they call in the freaking repair guy and they have like hidden cameras and watch the repair guy basically, twiddling his nuts and coming out and saying, yeah, your whole system's fried. Meanwhile, I just shut the switch off so it wouldn't work. But you got to replace the whole thing. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
I love those shows, man. I love watching those shows. So, like, I don't get how some things get away. So one of the things I like to watch is I like to watch a lot of like, news things of like crazy things like squatters. Where in the hell? I just have to get the idea. I'm lost completely. How in hell any state in the entire United States, any county, whatever, would ever get the idea that it is cool to give squatters rights? Okay? I'm totally lost on this. That it's totally cool to be like, yeah, the owner wasn't home, so, you made refuge in there, and now they gotta evict you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't get that. I really don't get that at all. Matter of fact, I'm actually quite lost on it. Why in hell do you think that's allowed?
Who only knows? It's different laws, different places.
I know some states don't have squatters' rights at all. I think like Tennessee is one of them, right? Like, it just bugs the shit out of me. Like, I wonder as a house owner, right? Like what if you just like put a bunch of bug bombs in that? Like, I'm coming in and just put a bunch of bug. I gotta bomb the house. There's a bunch of bugs in there, and you just bomb the house. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if they die from that, is that my fault? They didn't get out. I told them they got to get out. It's my house. I put the bug bombs in my house. They didn't want to get out. That's their fault. Wouldn't that be?
I would think so.
Yeah. I think that's the way to get squatters out. Is like, just like make your way in there and then just fucking unleash a shitload. Just buy like 40 fucking bug bombs. Just just toss them in. I gotta get the bugs out of the house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that would be. I think that would probably be the best way to ever do it. I think people need to be, find a way to be more creative. Find a way to like get like, it'd be cool if you could find a way to like, start smoking out the house, and just start yelling in, "I'm burning this son of a bitch down to the ground with you in it," and you just have like smoke like billowing into the house or some shit, but it's not actually on fire. And they just come running out all scared. I just wish that'd be, to see someone do something. I wish I could see someone do something like that, man. Oh, dude. But I've been watching a lot of shows like that, and Live PD, I have to say, is one of my favorites to watch. You watch that, don't you?
Of course.
Yeah, man. I really enjoy watching that Live PD. I haven't seen Cops in a long time either. Like, just regular Cops. Not having cable, like, you lose out on some of that stuff. You definitely do. I will, like, not having cable, I definitely miss out on having some of that coolness. As far as, like, I kind of wish, that I could watch it live. Like, I have to see. Actually, maybe I can. A&E's website. Do you think A&E's website has whatchamacallit, Live PD to watch? Maybe I could. I can always sign in under my father. Ooh, do they have it? That's a good. They do. Now can I watch it online? Videos, full episodes of Live PD. It's all over. I'm good. I'm great. I don't know how do you feel about forensic stuff, like forensic shows?
They're not bad. The forensic files ain't bad, but I mean, you can watch a few of them and then it gets old.
Yeah, man, it's like a whole documentary. Speaking of documentaries, huh? You know what documentary we got to bring up? Come on, everyone's talking about it, man. You got to know what documentary I'm gonna bring up.
No idea.
The Michael Jackson documentary. Do you see that?
You see that? Well, I have no interest in it whatsoever.
Oh no 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 no! Let me. No no no! This isn't a documentary. Like, this is a bad documentary. This is the documentary about, like, him being a pedophile. Yeah, no, man. It's got people up in arms and everything. And, like, dude, I don't know, man. It's got people that I listen to that are, pretty smart people, even saying, like, hey. And, of course, people rushing to him. These are all things he's been in, in court a bunch of times. And I'll tell you right now, look, I'm not sticking up for him. I'm not going to say he did it either. But, money pays for a lot of shit. Money can sway court decisions and all types of stuff. Okay? We've seen people get away with some craziness in the court system. So just because some filthy rich dude got away with some shit in the courts, I wouldn't discount everything just because, it got away in the courts and they weren't found guilty or whatever the heck. Because, I don't know, there was some pretty telling stuff, like, he'd always be holding hands with kids and stuff like that, like, always, like, clutching a hand. He admitted to having, like, straight up sleepovers and sleeping in the same bed. There was so much craziness. And who knows? Who knows? But, man, that documentary is really spinning some heads, man. That is some shit. I think it's on HBO. I think it's an HBO thing. You have HBO, right?
No.
Oh, okay, darn. Yeah, man. That. Wow. I can't believe the traction that's getting. I would say, I know you're not too concerned, but maybe look into it a little bit. Anyways, I just thought I'd bring that up. I don't want to get too much into it. Like I said, I haven't even really watched the thing. I've watched clips here and there. I'm not crazily interested because I do know that there's a lot of accounts of things that aren't like 100%. Like, you have to understand. It's just, it'd be like if someone, people doing documentaries about, Trump and stuff. Of course, there's going to be a lot of craziness thrown in there, of course, by the person who did it, especially if they have like a bias against him or hate against him,
Right.
So, I'm sure some of that's thrown in there. I'm not going to say everything's true on that documentary, but from what I understand, there's a lot of telling stuff. And honestly, like, H3H3 Productions, I think it is. You ever seen H3H3?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ethan Klein, that dude, Ethan. Yo, he was going all in on it, man. He was getting a lot of hate on Twitter, bro. He was getting a lot of hate on Twitter for that. And he just kept railing like, fuck that, no, that's some, I don't care what you say. I'm listening to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he must have been totally convinced by that documentary. The way he came out, like in a fuck it attitude, like, even no matter how much hate he got and still stuck to his guns, came out with more comments and saying more and more inflammatory shit. Like, I know he, is a little bit of a pusher, on the side of, inflammatory kind of a little bit, but never to that degree, dude. I mean, not to the point where it would probably cost him a shitload of followers, like, at least on Twitter, or a lot of backlash or whatever, because he was going in on him. So whatever that documentary showed him enough to have him saying a bunch of shit. And many others. Yeah, I think, actually, I know you hate him too, but Bill Maher actually was talking about him. And that's where the whole discussion's like, okay, you're going to stop playing R. Kelly? We're going to stop playing Michael Jackson? It's like, I'm not. It's like, and he's got a point. What are we going to do? Listen to polka music? Because everyone, oh, that person was a real bad person in the past time. We can't listen to any of his shit. All right. You know what? A lot of the art, we're going to stop looking at the Mona Lisa because the freaking, because, was it Van Gogh who did that? Was it Van Gogh?
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo? I couldn't remember. I don't really like art. Like in that sense, I'm not an art freak. But Michelangelo had like a 12-year-old like lover boy.
Sorry, Leonardo da Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci. I thought it wasn't Michelangelo. That sounded.
It's one of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But yeah, he had like a 12-year-old lover boy. What are we gonna not ever look at the Mona Lisa again? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. The people have to realize that a lot of artists are kind of a little out there, and that's kind of why they are able to create the art that they do. There's something wrong with a lot of them, but yeah. See, that dude definitely plugged that. And the crazy thing is like, you can't put it all on them. Look at the parents, man. Yeah, sure, you can have my kid. The fuck is wrong with you, man? Right? You have to, right? Wouldn't you agree on that?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't as a parent. I don't give a fuck how famous you are. Nope. My kid is not coming over your house. Have a great day. Like, that's just all that was. Simple as that. But yeah, I think now, yeah, thank you. Yes. Exactly. The parents have there's something to explain for themselves too. Oh yeah, you want to go over to Michael Jackson's house and you want to just sleep in the bed with him? All right, sounds wonderful to me. Just you and him? Perfect. I don't know, it's just nuts. So going into what I would say is the final venture of the night, okay, is going to be the rape game that was on Steam called Rape Day. Yep, that's right, called Rape Day. I don't think it was on Steam. It's about to come out on Steam, okay? But even as like a government official wonders how Steam can get away with this kind of stupidity after a rape game is removed. This is what I'm seeing on PC Gamer, what they're showing. But basically, it was a Scottish person, that was talking about it, saying how messed up it is. It is. Like, you shouldn't really be creating a game about, like, okay, Grand Theft Auto had, like, hookers and stuff in the game, but you shouldn't be creating a game solely about straight-up rape. You shouldn't really have rape in a game unless it somehow fits a story and someone got raped, but it shouldn't be an act you could just commit. I mean, it's a little nuts. It's a little over the top. Okay, yeah, we kill people and stuff, but look, a lot of that, yeah, you have Grand Theft Auto, and you'll have a bunch of innocent people you can mow down. Yes, I understand that. But going into rape, it's a little much, especially when things are becoming like rape simulators now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's probably like a rape simulator, if you would, like, a surgeon simulator kind of thing. All that kind of crap. It's the same.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Why not? We got a game for everything else. If somebody really wants to play it, let him play it.
See, I don't know. I think there becomes a point where we gotta freaking draw the line. I think there does become a point when we draw the line. Like, okay, so that means if we have a pedophilia game, we should have a pedophilia game? I don't think so, man. I'm not gonna. I don't think so. I think like they're just some shit you just don't do. There's just some shit you don't do. That's a true statement in life. That's a true statement in this. There's just some shit you don't do. Wouldn't you say that?
Maybe.
I mean, look, like I said, if there was a pedophilia game, you think that should be out? No. Shouldn't be out. Why the fuck would that? Something's wrong with the person who even created it. The fuck would you make that? Now, if it's like some little bullshit game and it's got priests or something like that, it's completely satirical. Okay, I get it. It's completely satirical It's not exactly right, but they're making fun of something. I get it, okay? But to just straight up make basically a rape simulator, fucking kind of nuts. That's just my opinion on that. And it'd be no different than making a pedophile simulator, because that's basically what that would be. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I don't know how that passed by. How that didn't catch someone's eye though. Like, hey, what are you doing? Why? No, you can't have this. Let me see. Was there the title extreme? Their extreme title and description are likely what read to the move, but other games on Steam include mentions of non-casual sex in their content descriptors. Love Stories, which is an uncensored game approved by Valve last year. Oh, I'm going to have to look into some of these. Themes relating to pressured sexual relationships. Okay. There are probably a lot of Japanese, Asian games. I don't know, something happens odd in the Asian world. I mean, hell, you can buy used panties out of vending machines in Japan, I'm pretty sure, right?
Right.
There's something definitely wrong in the sex world over there. And people pay a lot of money for those used panties, too. It's really kind of creepy. Really kind of creepy. Who knows? Maybe that's what freaking, my old Sean, the old host, he was into a lot of Japanese stuff. Maybe he's into buying some panties. I don't know. Imagine half the panties are just freaking all worn by like some dude that owns the company, and just he kept putting them on and off. And then they're just sniffing it. Oh man, I don't know. I don't even want to think. But yeah, I think it's just classless, and to have a game like that, it just really is. And I don't know. That's a game that if it's gonna be out, it shouldn't be out on Steam. It shouldn't be out on Steam. It should be on its own website or whatever, But Steam should have caught that and been like, nah, beforehand. I mean, they did once there was backlash of people seeing it. But they should have caught it beforehand. I'm just saying. But you say that if someone wants to play it, let them play it. I guess, but I don't know.
Let's just say you don't have to buy it. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to consume it. If you wanted to play it, you could play it, or you don't want to play it, you don't play it. Simple as that.
Yeah, but there also becomes the point of, even if I was the owner of Steam, there's just some shit I'd be like, nah, I'm not going to boost up your game. If you want to sell it however you want to sell it, go off, but you can't sell it on my platform. Fuck off. Simple. That's just my opinion of it. I mean, hey, you have yours, I have mine, and everyone's entitled to theirs. I think it's totally cool for Steam to just say, nah, dude, you're out of here. I think it's totally fine. But I think they should have caught it a little quicker and still removed it. That's just how I see it. Certain games just don't really belong. I'm sure I can think of more things that would be completely fucked that they should never allow. Like, there'd just be no need to do it other than to create an uproar. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only reason it would even exist. It's not even because a game like those kind of games, they're not even serious games. They're literally there to create an uproar. There's no point in that. And I wouldn't want it on my platform creating an uproar and maybe giving my platform a bad name, especially if Steam's already dealing with a lot of shit right now, because they're, some people aren't selling on their thing as much anymore. People are going other places to sell their game because the cut is just so shitty, like I said. But hey, whatever. That rape game thing was actually kind of quick. Didn't expect me to be over and done with it that quick. So I guess I'll talk about Mech Warrior. You said you didn't really like Mech Warrior, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, I've been playing it for a bit now. I definitely like it. It's definitely entertaining, and I do find myself a little bit going like, all right, just one more. All right, just one. Yeah, you know that's always a good thing when you can do the all right, just one more. When's the last time you had a game that did that?
I remember.
You know, yeah, it's been that long, man. See, so it's like, let me see. Oh, I didn't even notice. I guess the U.S. the Congress actually making a push to go back to restoring net neutrality. Hey, hey. Um, I could definitely tell you that they've been screwing around in some of the areas with that, so I'm kind of glad that's going back. Some people didn't see it, but there was definitely some certain areas that were being affected. As soon as that went into effect and it got taken away, there was immediately areas going, hey, you could pay for this much or you could do this much. You bastards. But I'm glad they're nipping that in the butt. That's pretty good. Oh, what? There's an open beta for Tropico 6? Ah, shit. You got 2 days to give it a try. That sucks. I was gonna try that. Oh my god, yeah, it's, farming sim, right? Because you know they're doing the esports, right?
Esports on farming sim?
Yes. Oh, I never told you about that. Yes.
The fuck?
Yeah. So, what do you think they'd be doing with farm sim? Would be an esport. What could you do that would be sport like in a farm? Okay, I'm gonna. They're round, and you could stack them. Hay bale stacking. That's right. An esports for fucking hay bale stacking. What do you think?
Go ahead and enter it. Yeah, why not?
Oh, I would be horrible at that. You kidding me? I didn't really enjoy the game. I got over that game real quick. I don't know, way too slow for me. Way too slow. I do want to get back into trucking though. I don't know. I've gotten this urge to go back into trucking. Maybe if I do one day a week. But I really do have an urge to go back into trucking because it's so mindless and easy, but at the same time, yeah, calming and enjoyable. But yeah, I can also still yell at, other cars because they piss me off. So, yeah, just saying. Trying to see. I think that's basically it. I think we've finished everything I could possibly think to talk about. Because there's really just I think we're hitting over a week old of information. So yeah, that's basically it. We've wrapped it all up. So I guess when they first found out about it was 6 days ago about that Rape Day game, by the way. So okay, Steam is currently listing a game called Rape Day in which you play as a serial killer rapist. Let's see. The creator of Rape Day, who says they've tried to make a game for sociopaths, has posted another update on Steam. It's ready for launch, they say, but review process is taking longer than expected. Oh shit. So yeah, wow. I. So wait, you're making a game for sociopaths. What would that? Why am I drawing a blank on what a sociopath is? Can you give me a little insight on it? Sociopath?
It's a learning disorder, I think, or not learning disorder, personality disorder.
Personality disorder, extreme antisocial attitudes and behavior and lack of conscience. Okay. So basically, people who got people who are fucked up. I'm guessing is what that would be, right?
Right.
Yeah, basically people who are fucked up in the head. This is a game for people who are fucked up in the head. Well, I guess. Hey, instead of them going out and doing it in real life, I guess, the more you think about it, that wouldn't be so bad. Do it on a game instead of real life. I've always taken the stance. So I will say this. I've always taken the stance, before we go and end this episode. I've always taken the stance that video games don't cause violence. That just is bullshit. Okay. Video games don't cause violence. If anything, it's an outlet. So I guess the more I think about it, you know, maybe if they had elements to it where you were going to be on like a massive, massive manhunt and basically you had to try to stay alive as long as you could or something like that, maybe I could see it. If you're just going to go around just raping people all day, then it's completely stupid and it doesn't belong on Steam. But if there was some craziness to it and some actual gameplay value, yeah, then maybe it wouldn't be so bad on Steam. So I don't know. I'd have to really see what it's more about to really say how much it shouldn't be on Steam. Right now, it just kind of looks like your repetitive raping simulator. So I don't know what to think of it right now. So I guess I'll come back to it once I've found out more about it. But I guess we'll never know because it's never going to be on Steam, huh? Well, anyways, thanks all for coming out, watching this episode of RSG OTC. And I hope you all enjoyed. We will catch you all next week at 10:30, whenever the hell I manage to get my ass onto here. PM Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at ReadySetGame87 and Twitch like you're watching me now, or if you're watching on YouTube, just make sure you hang out and watch Twitch because I do stream games. But thanks all for coming out. We're done here. You have anything to say other than good night, Dave?
No, that covers it.
All right, good night all, and time to run the outro.